DECAP.
So how many of you guys saw this? Alignment is greater than hard work. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna ask you guys, do you agree? Do you agree with that statement? Do you guys understand what that means? Alignment is greater than hard work. It's a very simplified statement, okay? Some of you guys are asking what I mean. Blizzy says he agrees. Olosha just did a face. Mr. Genius said, explain this one. Okay, that's what I thought, because I posted something very broad because I wanted to get a reaction. And I'm gonna explain to you what I mean by this. What prompted me to post this is this thing that has been going around in the music producer community for a long time. It's a lie. The lie is, anytime you hear someone say something like, team no sleep, anytime you hear someone say something like, no days off, spend all my waking time pursuing my passion, those are misaligned. Whenever someone says that, I want you to now know, and I'll tell you why, it's all bullshit. None of that is actually good advice. Team no sleep, if you're working and working and working and you're not sleeping, you're not eating meals, you're not exercising, you're not balancing your life, guess what that's gonna lead to? Burnout. I just wanna completely and utterly put them to rest tonight. Those ideas are dead. I'm not gonna leave you guys hanging there. I'm gonna continue with some of my theories and some things that I think can help you guys replace that. Am I saying do not work hard? No. Am I saying the universe will just bring you everything and you don't have to do anything? No. Am I saying sleep all the time and don't work at all? No. What I'm saying is balance is important, and you have to understand the fundamentals of balance in order to operate from a balanced perspective. Anyone who wants success in this game, being an entrepreneur, working your own hours, being your own boss, you have to fully understand the concept of balance, and you have to fully understand what that means and how you can operate from that place. I hate to break it to you guys, but your career and your success is not everything. Is it important? If that's your goal, yes. Balance is everything. So self-alignment then, yes. But also alignment with your goal. That's what I'm about to get into next. There's at least 2 clips that I'm gonna show you guys. This clip is a summary of the book, The Path of Least Resistance by Robert Fritz. Any of you guys who wanna go deep into this topic, I recommend, and I've been recommending this book for years. This book is one of the best books I've ever come across regarding the topic of creation. Creation meaning if you want to create something in your life, this is the step-by-step process on how to create something. No struggle, no questions, this is how you create something. What I'm teaching you is how to operate within the structure you live in, not to criticize it. So we're not gonna criticize capitalism today, but I'm gonna show you guys how to operate from a perspective of moving towards the things that you want in your life, regardless of whether it's capitalistic, who's the president, whatever's going on. This is about you creating what you want for yourself and for the world at large.
Begin with the end. What do you want first, right? Remember that no compromise question though. What do I want given that I could not possibly fail? Step number 2, what currently exists?
Step number 1, begin with the end. What is it that you want knowing that you could not possibly fail? So if you could have anything in the world, what is it that you would want with the idea that you could not possibly fail? So that's step 1.
You right now. We've got a point A or we've got a point B. We need to know what a point A is.
Step 2, what currently exists right now? Where are you now? What does your life look like? What's happening in your life? What are the circumstances of your life? How much money do you have? How much success do you have? How many placements do you have? How do you feel? How are your relationships? How are you doing emotionally? So step 2 is focus on what currently exists in this moment in your life.
Step number 3 is take massive action. Try a bunch of things, do a bunch of work, move towards that goal in some measurable way.
Step 3 is you're gonna take action. Try a bunch of stuff moving forward towards the final result that you want. You're not gonna know exactly what steps to take, especially if you have a huge goal in mind, but you're gonna work and try to move closer to that goal in any way you possibly can. So that's the take massive action step, which is step 3.
Learn the rhythms of the process is step number 4. In other words, sometimes you're gonna have tons of energy, be able to move towards that big goal, and sometimes you're not. And sometimes you're going to fail, sometimes you're going to have to kind of regroup, and that's okay. You need to learn the rhythms of the process and be okay with whatever part of the process.
Step 4 is you're learning the rhythms of the process. You're gonna learn at the times when you're energized, learn the times when you're not so energized and you're not feeling it. Being okay with sometimes you're gonna fail, accepting the process.
Step number 5 is create momentum. Let's get a bunch of little wins going. And if you can get a bunch of little wins, it's going to kind of continually propel you towards your one true thing, your uncompromising big goal, your uncompromising primary goal.
So step 5, the last step, is to create momentum. You're gonna create wins to propel you towards your big goal. Nothing moves without momentum. You need that momentum to propel you towards your goal, especially if you have a big goal. Those are the 5 steps in the creative process, according to Robert Fritz. Any of you guys who wanna go deep and really learn this stuff, I highly, highly, highly recommend this book. And this is what the cover looks like. Where in there does it say, work your ass off, team no sleep, or any of that? Nowhere in there does it say that. Anytime someone says that to you, what they're promoting is you spinning your wheels, never really getting anywhere. Now, some people who work all the time and all they do is work, eventually they'll get there, but they'll burn out several times along the way. So what I'm talking about is be aligned instead of just spinning your wheels with hard work. This is a very simplified statement. I wanted to create conversation, but now I'm explaining the mechanics behind it. There's one more clip that I want to show you guys, which relates directly with this. Now, I'm gonna address the elephant in the room, and I'm sure there's somebody in here that can relate. How many of you find that your biggest problem is getting started? You're constantly getting distracted. Maybe some of you aren't even aware how much you're getting distracted, how often you're checking your phone, how often you're switching through browsers, trying to comment on a post or say something. With that in mind, I'm gonna show you guys this video. One of the biggest issues we face is the issue of distraction. I resonated with this. I want to show you guys this one.
Despite all the self-improvement content that exists on YouTube or online in general, most people already know exactly what they need to do to improve their lives. Pretty much every day we have at least one thing that we know we need to do, and if we were somehow able to just sit down and do that thing from start to finish, our life would be better because of it. You know, if you're a student, maybe that's sitting down to write a couple hundred words of that giant essay that you need to write. Or maybe if you're just a regular guy and you drive a 2005 Honda Civic, maybe it's making weird noises and you really should bring it into the shop, but for some reason you're not because it's working now, so you assume it's going to keep on working, but you really should get it checked out. It's not that people don't know what to do. That's not the problem. The problem is that people just don't do those things. They put it off. They distract themselves. They do pretty much anything under the sun, even stuff that is sort of vaguely important in some way, but it's not really important to you. You might use that as a justification, like, oh, I'm sweeping the floor, and that's productive, and you use that as an excuse to not write the essay, even though the essay is the most important thing that you should be doing. And I don't want to sound like a boomer or anything like that, but I actually think this is becoming a bigger problem that more and more people are facing as time goes on. And that's because distracting ourselves is easier than it ever has been. Every year, companies spend billions upon billions of dollars to shove ads or products into your face with online marketing that nobody wanted or asked for. You're just bombarded and assaulted with all these little pop-ups, scattering your attention and distracting you from whatever you were planning on doing when you sat on the computer or opened your phone or whatever. Anyways, I'll spare you all this woke talk and just cut to the chase. A world of distractions simultaneously creates a huge demand for people who can resist its draw. Or in other words, the rarest and most important skill you can cultivate in today's information age is the ability to concentrate.
Did you guys hear that? The ability to concentrate is one of the most important skills you can develop nowadays, and it's becoming more and more rare. With all the money that corporations are spending on marketing to you to get you to pick up your phone, to get you to like that post, to get you to engage with Facebook or go into Instagram and just spin your wheels, just liking posts, doing all this unproductive stuff in order to buy products. They're conditioning you, and you're allowing it to happen, to move away from focus and concentration on what you want. The people who are going to be successful moving forward are the people who understand that and know that is the exact thing that they have to go against. That's that exact force that they need to not only understand it's working on them, but being able to concentrate and focus regardless of all these forces at play. In other words, not being a victim. Taking command of your mind, taking command of your life, and putting your energy into things that are productive. That video definitely resonated with me. Sometimes I'll wake up in the morning, first thing I do is I'm gonna grab my phone. For what? The next time you grab your phone in the morning, think about what you open up. Do you open up email? Do you open up Instagram? Why do you open up those things? What do those have to do with the goals that I was just telling you about? The 5 steps of creation. How is loading up Instagram gonna help you get towards your goal? Maybe it will. Maybe you have a business communication in there. Maybe you're connecting with an artist. Maybe you're liking a post. Maybe you're doing something to connect with the community. All I'm saying is be clear about what you're doing and how that fits into the bigger picture. Robert Fritz will tell you in that book, there are hierarchies of goals. There are hierarchies of goals. And when you understand what your top priority is, what your top goal is, then you can understand the actions you need to take on a day-by-day basis that will get you closer to that goal.
DECAP.